Evening, peeps. Oh, flipping heck. Let me try that again. Evening, peeps. There we go. Flipping heck. Evening, Hatter. Evening, Hatter. Let me know. Evening. Yes, so tonight, back with the TANSO Racing, CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. So the CHewitt Racing Mini, you can see on your screen there, that is Chloe Hewitt, who races in the Mini. Putting their name behind this league. So it is round 4 tonight. It's an endurance, and we are live from Blue Moon Bay Infield A circuit. It's a full 1 hour endurance. As I say, you have to use 3 compounds of tyres. You're only allowed 1 set of tyres of each compound, soft, medium and hards. Qualifying has just got underway. No points to show you tonight. Well, not to show you. I can tell you them in a second. We've still got merch available, people, t-shirts and stickers. If you want any of those, let me know, darksmoker@googlemail.com, or hit me up on the Facebook page, or on here, or blah, 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 or wherever. Right, let's get in. Let me remember to turn the sound up, because I know what I'm like. Right, qualifying just got underway. So let's have a look who we've got in. We've got Cutler, we've got DDR IT43, we've got Hatterlad also in the chat. We've got DDR One Eye Lou, D.90 Old Crawler, we've got Rob Scott, we've got Number One Pops Pajonski, and we've got Ricky J in the house. So 10 drivers on circuit. A 15-minute qualifier just got underway, and let's see what's happening. So no fuel or tyre wear in qualifying. Nonsense on. There it is, the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup, driven by host Chris Cutler. Right, so he is going to do a lap. In fact, let's get a little bit of a lap on board with Mr. Cutler. I hope he doesn't mind. So crossing the line. This is the infield circuit, so you can see the circuit carries straight on there if you wanted it to, but we are on the infield, so peels off to the left onto this infield circuit. Great big change in the circuit angle there. Look, bam, on the way in and on the way out. You've got to be careful of that one. Not too bad in the minis, but it will start affecting them when the tyres start giving out. Through turn 2 into turn 3, down towards turn 4 again. When it's full race pace through here, you'll have drivers running wide, clipping that barrier, picking up penalties left, right and centre. Little kink over to the left, down towards the hairpin. Again, drivers maybe lunging for positions, especially early on in the race when they're still close together, spinning those wheels up. Then Cutler on the way out of the hairpin through the double apex. Oh, was that a little grab, a handbrake there? Little oop with handbrake, was it? If only I'd have had the screen on the right thing, we could have seen. Through that final turn, then back onto the main circuit, through the sweeping bank left-hander, and back onto the start-finish straight. It's got to have been a little yanker handbrake, Cutler. It's got to have been. Little oop. See what he puts in. Comes up towards the line then and sticks in a fourth, 120.0. It is currently this man on pole position. It's DDR Pajonski, 119.6. I will hope that everyone's reset their car weight from last week. So everyone on the super soft tyre then for qualifying, as to be expected. Hatter in second. Big puff of smoke from him as he comes out of the hairpin. He's got a 119.8. He's only 200ths behind Pajonski at the minute. He's a little bit behind on this lap as well. D-Dot's got himself a third position, 119.9. Not far off of Hatter's time either. Pretty close here actually. D-Dot IT43 just only 3/10 back from Pajonski's pole, so still very close. Top four. Cutler less than half a second back in fifth. He's got himself a 120.0 we put in. What has he got this time? It's a little bit quicker, 119.6, so he throws himself into second position now then, Cutler. Hatter pushed down a spot, D-Dot IT43 as well. Rob Scott then 6th, 120.3 for him. Through the hairpin he goes. Old Crawler 7th, 121.3. One Eye Lou 8th, he's got a 122.6. Ricky J, a 123.5. Oh, and off he goes. That's turn 4 we were just talking about. And number 1 Pops coming through that same turn. Manages to keep it on track though. He's currently 10th. No blue lap. Its quickest is a 121.0. He must have done something wrong because it's not counted. Let me not forget my coffee, people. Sitting there all nice and full. Before you know it, it'll be cold and full. Nobody wants that, especially not me. Cooler then. Oof. Mini trying to let go halfway through the corner. So just about halfway through this qualifying session. Rob Scott's now moved up as well. He's got himself a 119.7. He throws himself into third position. IT43's gone a little bit quicker as well, holding fourth. Hatter now 5th. IT43 jumped Hatter now then. Hatter still on that 119.8. D-Dot comes through though, 119.5, says have some of that. I'll have pole position, thank you. Still plenty of time left for these drivers to have a go. Purple one side, chocolate the other. IT43. I'm sure you weren't orange last week. Number 1 Pops 7th then, 120.7. Just put in a faster lap in. What's he going to put in this time? 120.9 almost. One Eye Lou 8th. Mini's letting go through that off camber section onto the infield circuit. Bam, the opposite to that one. Also just going quicker, 120.9 then for One Eye Lou. Throws himself into 8th. Ricky J 9th, 121.2. Catch him keeping it on track through that corner. Old Crawler all over the back of Hatterlad at the minute. 10th, 121.3. Can he hang on to the back end of Hatter and get himself a bit of a toe down here across the line? Will it help him? Currently 10th, 1.9 seconds back from pole sitter D-Dot. No, not able to go quicker. 121.4. Still though, it's hanging on to the back end of Hatter. far off, a little bit behind his previous lap. Here he is, D-Dot now going quicker again, 119.4. He's gone, taken another 10th out of that previous pole sitting lap. Hatter bags himself second again, 10 minutes into this 15-minute qualifier. 5 minutes left on the clock to have a go. Jomsky third, getting a little bit quicker, 119.5, but still those two drivers in front getting quicker laps as well. Still only third position. Taking a lot of that corner through the hairpin. There you go. That's what you get for it. Picks up a penalty. RT43. DDR Jonesy's joined the room. If you're quick, you can get 4 minutes of qualifying in. I haven't even thought about scores yet, have I? Jonesy just joining the room has reminded me, because he's changed his name from Forky Jonesy to Jonesy. Oof, IT43 picking himself up a penalty as well. It's all change at the top again. Hatter's gone quicker again. Oh, 119.1. D-Dot's gone quicker again as well, though. 119.1 himself, just 8 thousandths behind Hatter. Cutler finding time as well, 119.5. Chucks himself back into third position. Jonsky pushed down to fourth, 119.545. IT43 now fifth. Sorry, let me look at sideways for IT43 through there, 119.6 then for the fifth place man at the minute. Rob Scott, 6th, 119.7. Warm Pops are 120.3. Ricky J's got himself a 120.4 for 8th. One Eye Lou 9th, 120.5. Old Crawler finding a bit of time, 120.7 for him. Jonesy in the pits. No, not the hard tyres, Jonesy. No, get the super softs on for qualifying. Jonesy, no. Jonesy. Anyway, being as that's deafening you and probably, well, it's me and probably you, that's what I was meant to say. Let's talk about scores so far in the championship. So leading the way at the minute is this man, Rob Scott. He's got himself 144 points. Second is current pole sitter Hatter Lad. He's got 129 points. Pajonsky, he's sitting in third with 124 points. Cutler in fourth then with 103 points. IT43 is in fifth, just like he is on screen, 102 points, so right behind Cutler. Frank Yep. He is currently in sixth position, 87 points. There he is, number one Pops just above him. He's in seventh with 74 points. Eighth is Ricky J. Now got himself seventh on the grid as well, 72 points. D-Dot. Oh, that's the wrong driver. D-Dot is in ninth with 62 points. One Eye Lou, where are you? He's in 10th with 48 points. Paddle Shifter, not racing, but so I can't show him. He's got 28 points. Drac Fury also not in the lobby again tonight. 25 points for 12th. Truxby in 13th with, Drac Fury with 25 points. Truxby with 20 points. And Jonesy with 14 points in 14th. So he's out on the super soft now, but still only 11th. But it is Hatter. What are we? Just coming up to the end of qualifying. They do get to finish any laps they're on. So that is it. Qualifying over, 15 minutes done. They do get to finish any laps they're on now. D-Dot's still out, Hatter's still out. Got a couple of drivers just coming up to the line. Pajonsky being one of those. He sits in 4th. I'm not sure who, just got a big pile of drivers all at turn 1. It's going to be IT43 that comes through next. Can he go quicker? Up to the line. Stays 5th. D-Dot goes across the line. He stays 2nd. That's Rob Scott just coming in behind, 6th. Not sure who else came across the line just then. Where are you? That's the last one. Oh, we talked about Rob Scott. So Hatter on pole position then by 0.08 of a second from D-Dot. Now merging into his car. There is D-Dot, 2nd position then. Good effort, not quite enough. Cutler 3rd position on the grid. Pajonsky 4th, still out on track, but I think he crossed the line after the timer had run out, so that's kind of probably discounted. He has got his hazards on, he's ghosting, so that's not going to be a quick lap anyway. It's already 128, 130. IT43 then 5th, Rob Scott 6th. Number 1 pops in 7th. Ricky J 8th. You guys have already been across the line. Old Crawler in 9th. One Eye Lou in 10th, and Jonesy, the latecomer, in 11th. Hatter then by absolutely nothing, 0.08 of a second, takes that pole position off of D-Dot. So everyone now throwing themselves in the pits, so they're not allowed to use the super softs for this race. It is soft, medium and hards only. They are only allowed to use 1 set of each as well. So they have to manage their tyres. Obviously, if they start spinning out or doing, spinning the tyres up, going off road, it does cost them a little bit of time. IT43, what up? Yeah, I was different colours. Pops had my original livery. Ah, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I thought there was 2 that were very similar. So I went for a change. Good look. Yeah, you were kind of purpley and white, weren't you? A bit like him, bluey white, which just weirded me out at the long distance shot. Pajonsky, I'm sure, every week. So 60-minute endurance. Again, fuel depletion on ×2. Tyre wear is on ×8. Soft, medium and hard tyre. 1 set of each only for the full hour. What have we got damage on? Let's have a look. Is it on light? I think it's on light, isn't it? Oh, mechanical damage. Heavy. Trip to the pits for you. Trip to the pits for you. So you don't want to be hitting any walls. Again, turn 1. And on the way out of turn 1, a little bit tricky with those off-camber sections running in. Got to get them right. Some tight corners right next to some very, very solid walls as well. So, yeah. Got to watch it. Good luck all from IT43 as well. Yeah, let's see how they get on. I suppose I ought to get myself in the room as well, hadn't I, so I can see what's going on. tempted to drift these minis, but they don't like that. They don't like it at all. There you go. Don't like going in around any kind of corner. Not without having 2 goes at it. Boys doing good jobs with the liveries as per usual. Well, not this side of Rob Scott's car, obviously, but that side of it. Not this side. D-Dot Movement Demon Tweaks logo livery of Jonesy. D-Dot 90 rocking the Vroom Room. IT43 Tanso Racing orange and black. Tyres have people gone for then? So IT43's out on the mediums for stint 1. Jonesy's gone for the hards. D-Dot's gone for the hard tyre. Hatter's hards. Rob Scott is on hards. Ricky J is on hards. Old Crawler is on hards. Pajonsky is on mediums. Cutler hard tyre. One-Eyed Lou hard tyre, and number 1 Pops hard tyre. So that does seem to be the favourite option, really. Get the hards out of the way, get the mediums out of the way, and keep the softs for last. Does change up again. We've got IT43 and 1 or 2 other drivers out on the mediums for stint 1, and you may see rogue driver or 2 decide to go for softs for stint 2, but we'll see. I suppose a lot of it depends on where they finish in this race. What am I talking about? Endurance night. Let's get it on. 1 hour coming up here at Blue Moon Bay Infield A. Let's get ourselves on board with last place Jonesy. See what happens into turn 1. See if everyone gets away. So we'll wait for these lights to drop. They're away. It's not a great start. A couple of missed gears from Jonesy. Again, I think he's missed a couple of weeks, so might just not quite be used to the minis. Get a pretty decent view of the drivers going through turn 1 though. Back to the front. Hatter then leads them through the first few turns. D-Dot second. Cutler third. Pajonsky fourth. Rob Scott in fifth, but for how much longer I don't know. Heading down towards this hairpin. Very close is IT43. Has a little look up the inside. Scott has to give him the room, but he's now got the advantage into the next turn, has Rob Scott. There's almost 3 wide as they head through there, as One-Eyed Lou decides to have a look up the inside as well. Sorry, that was just getting a little bit interesting. One-Eyed Lou decided to slot his way through, get himself up the inside. Gets himself through. Let's get back up to the front and see what's happening with the tow. Look at this big pile of drivers. Hatterlad then peels over to the left hand side. D-Dot follows him, gets a little bit of a slingshot, but Hatter's holding the inside line. What can D-Dot do around the outside? Pajonsky's gone very high on the way in, looking to carry more speed through this corner. D-Dot's gone wide, little touch of the wall. Cutler then makes a move through the middle as well. Has a little look up the inside of Hatter as well into turn 2. Doesn't work out for him, so Hatter still holding this lead. D-Dot moves down a position though into 3rd. Johnski hot on his tail, 4th. Rob Scott now having a battle with IT43 side by side. IT43's got the inside line again into this hairpin. Ooh. Stop it, swapping drivers. Oh, why won't they let me go to IT43? Go on, there you go. So does get the run on Rob Scott through the hairpin and into the double apexed penultimate corner. To 5th then, Rob Scott 6th. One-Eye Lou under pressure from Old Crawler through the final turn. Oosh. Little titch into the wall there, allows Old Crawler to go through. One-Eye Lou needs to get himself, oh, he's got front end damage. Will he come in and pit or will he stay out? He's got a little bit of a wobble on as he heads down the straight. Jonesy then up into 9th from the back, so moved up a couple of positions. And number 1 pops in 10th. Ricky J in 11th, still pretty tight. It is still Hatter leading. Johnski's managed to fire his way into 2nd position. Cutler, D-Dot, IT43. Neck and neck. Oh, Cutler's gone wide. He's got himself back on circuit. Is that going to cost him down into the hairpin? D-Dot closes up. Is he going to go defensive? He does. D-Dot has to look around the outside. Goes for a bit of a dummy. Back up the inside. Cutler falls for it. IT43 gets a little look up the inside as well. Cutler dropping 2 positions then. Oh, a little bit of a dink into IT43. Nowhere to go for IT43. He's got D-Dot right in front of him. Rob Scott's managed to get himself hanging off the back end of Cutler's Mini as well. Top 6 heading through this final turn then back onto the start finish straight. And there they go into the snake formation, trying to get as much of a toe as possible. Again, drivers taking different routes. Johnski taking that high line again to try and get the run on Hatter through turn 1. Rob Scott has the same idea. Smash onto the outfield circuit. Must be hurting these tyres. Big gap back to 7th. Old Crawler, 3.8 seconds back. Still holding on to this top spot though. So Johnski on the medium tyre for this first stint. Pushing hard then, got to make them work early on, doesn't want to waste them. Putting Hatter under all sorts of pressure though, trying to get past. Right behind him into this final corner. Both drivers keeping it out of the wall, but Johnski slightly tighter line, gets himself right behind Hatter. Closes up. D-Dot's managed to already get himself past. Oh, sorry, he'd already done that. IT43 having a look at him. Here is Pajonski trying to take the high road again onto through turn 1 to try and get Hatter. Having a look, oh, a little bit of a touch into the back end of Hatter, slows him down into turn 2. Closes up again though, these medium tyres, allowing him to just take these corners a little bit quicker, a little bit tighter. Still hanging on to the back end of Hatter lad here. Hatter having to go defensive again into the hairpin. He's going to hold the inside line again into this double apexed corner coming up. Where are the other drivers? Still closing up. IT43, D-Dot, Cutler and Rob Scott still right there with them. Oh, here comes Pajonski again, hanging onto the tail end of Hatter through the final turn. RA Gorillas, how you doing? Hatter's peel it over to the left-hand side. He's going to hook that bit of outfield circuit there, just with the liveries on, the logos. Pajonsky again having to run around the outside. Hatter just holding that line through there. Where's his bonnet? Where's his bonnet? He's not managed to get his nose up the inside. Oof. Pajonsky may as well be pushing Hatterlad around this circuit at the minute. How close they are there. But unfortunately, these two battling has allowed this other pack of drivers to close up. So we have now got IT43. He's managed to slingshot his way up the outside of Pajonsky. Again, both drivers on the medium tyre. Pajonsky battles his way and holds on to second, but IT43 again making good use of those mediums early on. Hatter on the D-Dot on the hards in fourth, Cutler fifth, Rob Scott sixth. Crawler seventh. He's got number one pops for company at the minute, 0.7 of a second back. These two seventh and eighth. One Eye Lou in ninth. Oh, a little dink into the wall again there for One Eye Lou. He's already picked up damage on that side of the car from that very same corner. Ricky J all over the back of him then as they come round onto this start finish straight. Probably going to make easy work for Ricky J to get through. No damage. There he goes. Through he goes. So that's unfortunately that's going to slow One Eye Lou down on these, especially on this long straight. Jonesy unfortunately made his way up a couple of positions. Now made his way back a couple of positions, back into 11th. It's all kicking off here. Hatter. Pajonsky's been relegated to 5th position through that punch-up. It is still Hatter leading. I don't know how, to be honest, because Pajonsky's been pressing him since word go. D-Dot's now up into 2nd position on that hard tyre. IT43 been pushed into 3rd under pressure from Cutler in 4th. Pajonsky 5th, Rob Scott 6th. Look at that, absolutely. Let's get ourselves on with Rob Scott looking up here. All going to be getting a toe off of Hatter in front. Pajonsky now under threat from Rob Scott. He gets his way through. Hatter's gone to the outside this time. D-Dot follows him through. IT43 stays straight. Cutler stays straight. Oh, Pajonsky comes back through hard on the brakes. Trail braking through turn 1. Holds on to that 5th position. Chocolate Monster trying his hardest to get past. Pajonsky turns in early, cuts any move off into turn 2. This is absolutely lovely. 6 cars deep, all having a go. Pajonsky then coming back at Cutler down towards the hairpin. He's got his bonnet up the inside. IT43's had a little look up the inside of Hatter. It has D-Dot who's managed to get through. Why didn't I see you get? What happened there? Oh, that's the wrong driver. Still absolutely bumper to bumper, these 6 drivers. Rob Scott now having a look up the outside of IT43. Oh, little jinx into the wall for a couple of those drivers. Rob Scott not picking up damage. I think Cutler ended up in the wall there as well. Let's get ourselves up front. D-Dot then on the hard tyre has done something magical. He's got 1.1 seconds, 1.2 seconds over previous leader Hatter. Hatter's also picked up a penalty. He's smashed his hards a little bit. He's gone into turn 1, very hot. Oh, that big pile of drivers comes through. He's got to lose that penalty as well. So D-Dot leads 1.3 seconds. Pajonsky second on only just though. He's got Cutler and IT43 side by side as they head through turn 3. Pajonsky's tyres, those mediums, struggling a little bit. Going to get sandwiched by these two drivers. Cutler one side, IT43 through on the other. IT43 backs out. Cutler's had to run deep. Hatter having another look back up the outside of Cutler. He's losing that penalty through there, but sticks with this pile of drivers. Fortunately, we've lost Rob Scott. Has he done a sneaky pit? Old Crawler 6th. 7th for number 1 Pops. Ricky J in 8th. One Eye Lou still not too far behind him after the overtake. Again, One Eye Lou holding a little bit of damage. Rob Scott. Sneaky pit. It's come in. Was that being predicted in the chat earlier? Was it you that was going to come in early, Rob Scott? So, ditch the hards, onto the medium tyre for stint 2. Only done about 12 minutes, 11-12 minutes on the hard tyre, ditched them early. Now onto those mediums, 25.5 seconds back from current leader D-Dot. Is it going to work? He was tagged right onto the back end of that pile of drivers. Now on the slightly quicker tyre. It is D-Dot still leading on the slowest of the tyres on the hards. 1.3 seconds still over IT43. Johnski 3rd position. Hatter 4th. Cutler 5th. Still not a lot in it between these top 5. Would have been top 6, but for sneaky pit. Rob Scott. Working together then, Cutler just giving Hatter a little bump up the road and using the toe then to try and close up on the top 3 drivers. Now has a look up the inside. Hatter's giving him plenty of room. He's run out into the marbles. It's going to slow him down a little bit. That's allowed Cutler through into 4th position. Hatter into 5th. Again, they did close up on these drivers in front. There is IT43 and Pajonski. Oh, Cutler sideways through there. Keeps control of it just. Hatter follows him through there. Everybody's struggling. The wear on these tyres just starting to show. They are pushing very hard. IT43 has another little look up the inside. He does like a lunge at the hairpin. It's those shiny wheels he's got. Pajonski holding on to 2nd position then. D-Dot. Oh, IT43 goes a little bit wide through there. Cutler now able to get his nose up the inside as they come through this final turn. Little bit of door banging. Oh, into the wall there for IT43. Tries to close the door. Hattalad though carrying far too much speed. Gets himself back through into 4th. Let's see if IT43, we got away with it. His worn tyres are hurting him though. Did get away without picking up any damage. In front, we just look at Hattalad having another go at Cutler as they working together again to close up on Pajonski in front. Possibly. So you can see IT43's tyres still keeping him in touch with these drivers in front, but they can catch him out. You can see the front right pretty much half worn. D-Dot pulling more time on those on the hard tyre. 1.9 seconds. This little battle behind is just giving him the breathing room he needs. So quarter of the way through the race, we did have a top 6 battle from word go off Hattalad straight up the inside of Cutler. Oh, he's not been able to carry the speed though. It was a top 6 battle, but sneaky pit. Rob Scott decided to come in early, ditch the hard tyres, as was predicted, I think. And you know what? You've not reminded me to drink my coffee, people. We're 15 minutes in, 18 minutes in, and it's cold. It's just doable. Cutler then defending third from Hatter and IT43. Cutler rocking the league sponsors livery. CHewitt, or the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper racing team. Get yourself over there on Facebook, click those like buttons, and if you're into a bit of racing, get yourself over to TANSO Racing as well. Hatter has another little look up the inside. Ooh, here we go, catching up with back marker Jonesy. He may have pit, just slowed him down a little bit. So D-Dot coming up to him now, 1.6 second lead. Jonesy trying to stay off the racing line, allow these. Oh, Johnski into the wall again, gets away without damage, but it's going to slow him down onto this start-finish straight. Cutler's going to be able to have a little look, although Johnski is going to benefit off the tow from Jonesy as they. Oh, Cutler's carrying far too much speed. Look. Get past before turn one. No. Oh, yes. Johnski fires back up high, looks to come back up the inside and does so. Can he carry the speed on the way out? That line is working on the medium tyre as well for Johnski. Again, this fight for second is just allowing D-Dot to disappear at the minute on his hard tyre. He'll be absolutely loving this. He's on the slowest tyre. The guys behind are punching each other up. It's great. How you doing, Hulky? Yes, I'm good, my friend. I'm good. But yes, D-Dot is having a whale at the minute. 2.5 second lead as he comes out of the hairpin. Let's go and see what the rest of the field's up to. So Johnski second, Cutler third, Hatter fourth, IT43 fifth. Old Crawler in sixth. He's managed to drop number one Pops then, 8 seconds between those two. Number one Pops seventh. Ricky J now closing up on number one Pops, just 1.6 seconds back. Rob Scott then with the sneaky pit. 2.4 back from 2.5 back from Ricky J. And he has pulled about 4 seconds in on race leader D-Dot after that early pit. One Eye Lou in 10th. Wheel spin through there. His car now repaired though. He's on, got a set of mediums on. And Jonesy sitting out the back was just staying out of the way of this as these front few drivers come through. Cutler then managed to get past Johnski down that start-finish straight, gets himself into second. 2.2 seconds ahead for D-Dot. Can he hold on to this lead though? We've now got the tyre whisperer chasing him down. Cutler in second. Johnski still hot on his tail though. That's going to put him off a little bit. Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much. Hatter then. So was leading this race from the start. Did have the 4 drivers in front and Rob Scott kicking him in for the and the man behind him, IT43. So both drivers actually come into the pit. Second and third drivers, I think, to come in. Maybe Jonesy. So medium tyre and hard tyre. These two will probably switch over to the hard tyre and the medium tyre, respectively. Again, most drivers seem to save the soft tyre till the final stint. But it is still D-Dot out front, 2.3 seconds. There are the chasing couple of drivers. It is just Cutler and Pajonski left in that battle for second now. Else coming in the pit. Again, D-Dot and Cutler, both drivers on the hard tyre versus was Pajonsky and IT43 on the mediums. Have done well. Managed to defend, managed to catch up. Overtake again. Yeah, Pajonsky's tyres looking a little bit worse for wear. IT43's just been in, as has Hatter. Just tootling round all on his own at the minute. 2.7 second lead. He's probably got radio 2 on. Cutler's managed to pull a little bit of time over Pajonsky. I think those worn out mediums are really starting to cost him. Oh, one I lose left the room. Why one I lose? Oh yeah, Pajonsky's struggling then. He's going to have to come in soon. Old Crawler up into 4th on the hard tyre, not stopped yet. Rob Scott up into 5th position. Set of slightly worn mediums, so the first of the drivers to stop tonight. Ricky J is hot on his tail at the minute on a semi-worn set of hard tyres. Putting him under a little bit of pressure actually down towards the hairpin. Has a little look up the inside. Scott though just able to carry the speed on the way out. There's Hatter out on a fresh set of mediums. In purple sectors already. 7th position. IT43 comes out 5 seconds behind him. They weren't that far apart when they came in the pits. Maybe taking on a little bit more fuel than IT43 than Hatter. There's maybe a second between them, but now a little bit more than that. Old Crawler in the pits this lap as well. Number 1 Pop's been in. A fresh set of mediums on board for him. Taking on 3/4 of a tank. That's more than the other drivers we've just seen come in for the mediums. Jonesy then, fresh set of mediums on for him. Almost a full tank on board for Jonesy. And then D-Dot. Just chilling. 2.6 seconds up the road. Both sandwiches out. Can't believe his luck. He's actually racing live over on his Facebook channel if you want to go and say hello. Oh, Cutler into the wall then through there. Oh, he's picked up damage though. Should allow... Oh, no, Pajonsky's probably going to pit, I would expect. He's got plenty of fuel on, but his tyres are absolutely beaten up. Both drivers decided to come into the pit this lap, almost side by side as they head in. And then that releases D-Dot to just do whatever he wants now, really. Here comes Rob Scott. Has that early pit stop worked for him? We'll have to see. Hatter then on that fresher set of mediums. Almost the same amount of fuel on as well. Should be able to close the gap up on Rob Scott. Not necessarily, but we'll keep our eye on that one. But it is D-Dot now 21.3, 21.4 seconds up the road. I think the pit stop's about 30 seconds, is it? Hatter, what time did you put in? 1:48. 25 seconds-ish. Depending how much fuel you put in, so D-Dot might lose this first place. We'll see what happens when they come in. Stays out for another lap, still putting in half decent times at 1:23.2 there. We are almost halfway through this race and he's stuck with that set of hards from the get-go. Just gonna now try my even colder coffee. Still just doable, just. Again, Rob Scott bringing the time down, but he's got Hatterlad to worry about. Hatter's managed to close the gap on Rob Scott down to 0.6 of a second. His tyres are a lot fresher than Rob Scott's. If we have a look, Rob Scott came in on lap 10 maybe. Hatter came in lap 15. Gap down to 0.4 of a second. Gap between themselves and D-Dot down again, 19.5 seconds. So these medium tyres starting to work. These two drivers will manage to get themselves past D-Dot when he comes in the pits. Will we see Hatter get past Rob Scott though? I would expect so. Again, his tyres looking a lot better. D-Dot is in the pits this lap. These two just coming onto this start-finish straight as well. It was about a 25-second pit stop. Depends how much fuel D-Dot's going to put in. Hatter then makes a sweep up the inside as they head down the start-finish straight. Not a lot Rob Scott can do about this at the minute. Hatter gets through into first position. Rob Scott gives him plenty of room. Hatter goes a little bit wide on the way out. Can he carry the speed? Rob Scott comes back at him. Thinks about a move into turn 2, but it could have worked out dangerously for the pair of them. Through the little kink of turn 3 into turn 4. Oh, struggling to keep it on track through there, Hatter. A little bit slow out. Rob Scott closes up a tiny bit, but not enough to make a move into the hairpin. Then holding top spot. Rob Scott needs to stick right there with him, which he's doing for the minute. Whether he can do that later on in the race when his tyres start to wear out, we'll see. D-Dot then back out the pits into third position, 5.5 seconds back from the top two. Fresh set of mediums on board, exactly half a tank of fuel as well. As we just hit the half-hour mark in this 1-hour endurance. Most drivers have taken their first stop. There's Ricky J just coming in. I think he's the final driver, or one of the final drivers, to actually take a stop. Call up fourth, 1.9 back from D-Dot. Still got IT 43 for company, just 1.3 back as well. Johnsky's right there, 1 second back himself. He's now got the hard tyres on for stint 2. Again, slight change of strategy for the first 2 stints. I don't think we'll see anybody out. Oh, I'll shut my mouth. I was going to say I doubt we'll see anyone out on the softs for stint 2, but there is old Crawler putting me to rights. Medium tyres on for number 1 Pops. Ricky J as well. Humble, there you go, done, told. Shut up, Smokey, you don't know anything. Ricky J also coming out on the softs. Again, there were going to be 1 or 2 rogue drivers. Jonesy then on those mediums. Unfortunately, we've lost One-Eyed Lou from this race. Not sure what happened. Hopefully nothing race related, just, you know, either connection or got fed up. Rob Scott is hanging on to Hatter here. And tyres not that different, to be honest. Whoa, that's cost him. Hatter's gone wide. Rob Scott then able to carry the speed through turn 4 down towards the hairpin. I was just about to say the tyre wear between the two is not actually that dissimilar now. A little bit better on Hatter still. He has had to push a tiny bit harder to catch up with Rob Scott, but that little mistake has cost him. Rob Scott now gets back through to first position. That's allowed D-Dot to close the gap on the pair of them, 1.6 seconds back. Cutler now 2.9 seconds. Pajonsky managed to get past IT43 into 5th. 6 for IT43 then. Oh, he's got front end damage, that's possibly why. Crawler in 7th, might be able to make use of those softs as well with the damage on IT43 stopping out. Going to hold on to that damage, maybe the damage on both front wheels is equal in itself. There is old Crawler. Number 1 Pops then, just coming through that final turn, sitting in 8th position. Ricky J 3.1 seconds behind him, closing up again on that fresh set of softs. Putting those to good use early on then. Jonesy on those mediums. Oof, Jonesy got rear end damage. I wonder if that was related to IT43 or whether IT43's just slammed it into a wall a little bit hard. He is all over the back of Pajonsky again though. Both drivers on the hard tyre. Both drivers opted for the mediums in stint 1. So the battle continues. The top 3 close back up. It is still Rob Scott leading from Hatter, but D-Dot has absolutely pressed now. He's on that fresher set of mediums. Now only 0.6 of a second back from Hatterlad. He'll be filling the mirror of that orange second place Mini. So I think it was deemed a couple of races ago or something that little infield section wasn't part of the circuit, hence why drivers aren't using it. Side by side there for Rob Scott and Hatter. Let me get myself involved. D-Dot just thinking, yeah, I'll let you two run a little bit wide, thank you. Just take my time, brake a tiny bit early into turn 2. Thank you very much. Straight through into top spot. Hatterlad also manages to slot his way through. Rob Scott having a little look back now towards the hairpin. These two are going to continue having a fight. They do both look back up the inside of D-Dot. I think he's going to be able to carry the speed out with those fresher tyres. Got the advantage into this next turn as well. So back out front for D-Dot. There is Cutler just in the background of this fight as well. Not too far off, probably about 2 or 3 seconds. Let's go and have a look. Not even that far, 1.8 seconds. So he'll be hoping they have a little bit more of a fight so he can gain some time on them. Got plenty of space behind. Pajonsky 5.8 seconds back on the hard tyre. I think he's still under pressure from too much from IT43, just under a second back from Pajonsky at the minute. Little wiggle through there. There's old Crawler not too far back either, just 1.8 seconds back himself in 7th. Again, went for that soft tyre for stint 2. Starting to show a fair bit of wear on them though. Ricky J, who's that behind him? Number 1 Pops up into 8th then for Ricky J. Soft tyre, goes a little bit deep in turn 1, but he's able to control it due to those softer tyres. Number 1 Pops not able to get that position back. He's on the mediums, a little bit worn out as well they are. They've got to be costing him a bit of time. Ricky J then, pew, just fires himself through there. Look at that difference between those 2 different compounds and obviously the relativity of the newness. Ricky J is pretty new. Number 1 Pops pretty not new. Jonesy then, he's a long way back. Again, he's carrying that rear end damage unfortunately. He's 2 minutes 11 seconds back from race leader, which would put him about a minute and a half behind Ricky J. Sorry, number 1 Pops. So well out of any fight then. Back up up front. D-Dot on those fresher mediums has managed to make a break. These drivers behind have still been having a little bit of a fight. Rob Scott holds second. Cutler now right involved in this one. He has managed to close that gap up. Hatter third, Cutler fourth. Hatter having to go a little bit defensive here from the attacks of Cutler. Cutler now has a little look up the inside. Carry the speed down towards this final turn. He's already passed Hatter. Hatter now with the advantage onto this straight though. Cutler will be getting a toe off of Rob Scott. But Hatter will be gaining the toe off the pair of them. All three drivers hugging that inside line. D-Dot got nothing to worry about. Oh, Cutler just about keeping a wheel on the circuit. Looking to keep 2 wheels on, 2 wheels off, knowing that the track opens up in a little bit. May have been a little bit premature with that one though, I don't know. It is now Hatter then all over the back of Rob Scott, looking for that third position. His tyres are pretty beaten up though in the mediums. It swings up the inside of Rob Scott as they go through the hairpin. Who's going to carry the speed out? Rob Scott's got the advantage into this double apexed corner. Hatter now trying to get up the inside. It didn't work for him. And the gap, I think, up front is coming down. D-Dot and Cutler now 1.1 seconds apart. Medium tyre on for both. A little bit less wear on D-Dot's tyres than there is Cutler's. Again, just bringing that time down, 1.1 seconds. Hatter, what's happened to Rob Scott and IT43 coming in the pits then, taking their final stops. Both drivers going for the soft tyre, I believe, for the final stint. Is D-Dot still leading? Now pulling time back over Cutler. Got back up to 1.4. Back towards this start-finish straight. Cutler got the pace to a little clip of the wall there. That's not going to help on his chase for that first position. Hatter then 3.8 seconds down. His tyres worn out. We might see him come in the pits. He does decide to come in this lap then. Chomsky stays out on the hards. Crawler. He also comes in the pits then from 5th position. Rob Scott, early stop. Soft tyres on for him, final stint. 19, what's he done? 21 minutes-ish on those. He's going to be doing 21 minutes-ish. We'll see. Same gap between Cutler and D-Dot, 1.2 seconds, 1.3. Yo-yoing a little bit, just stretches up to 1.5 there. Both drivers on a semi-worn set of mediums, pretty much nothing in it between them in terms of wear, slightly more on Cutler's front left. Keeps it out of the wall this time. Not within the towing range, unfortunately, for Cutler. Jonesy, either is he staying out of the way or is he coming in the pits? He's coming in the pits. There they go. first and second position. 1.3 seconds between them. 18 minutes left on the race clock. Yet to take the final stop and put those soft tyres on. Johnski also comes in the pits this lap. Rob Scott then with that early stop. Where's he going to end up? So he managed to get himself up front just by the early stop for stint 1 into stint 2. When Hattelad came in the pits, he came out just about a second and a half, 2 seconds behind him. Was able to close up due to the fresher tyre. There is Hattelad, also pit 2.5 seconds back from Rob Scott. Again, top 2 drivers not stopped. Got to take their final stints. They will again both have the soft tyre to play with. How long are they going to run on these on these mediums? D-Dot stays out, Cutler stays out. He's lost another 10th or 2 to D-Dot, now 1.5 seconds. Still finding time somewhere then D-Dot. Scott then. So just about a pit stop behind Cutler. Will close up on them as well due to the soft compound tyre versus the medium compound tyre. Again, they stopped early, so his tyres will be hurting by the time the flag drops for the end of the race. Hattelad came in a couple of laps after him, not too many, so his tyres won't be too much different to Rob Scott's by the time the race finishes. Now only 2.2 back. Johnski also came in 2 laps ago. Soft tyre on for this final stint. IT43 as well, soft tyre final stint. Old Crawler mediums final stint, 7th position. A little bit more than that. 17.7 seconds ahead of Ricky J. Ricky J just exiting the pits on his final set of tyres, a brand new fresh set of mediums. Let's just hope he remembers they're not a set of softs, so they won't go around the corners quite as quick and quite as fast. Through there cleanly, he does take it on board. Number 1 pops then, a fresh set of soft tyres in for him for his final stint. Flinging it into turn 4. Jonesy on that soft tyre as well for the last stint. There is D-Dot. Still pulling time over Cutler up front. Just under 15 minutes remaining. Both drivers peeling these mediums up as they exit that hairpin. Gap still stretching between these top 2. 1.7 seconds. D-Dot still just able to put the hammer down in places where Cutler can't. Oh, into the wall he goes. Oh, I think Cutler takes a chunk of paint out as well there. That's going to cost them both. Both drivers managed to get away without any damage. D-Dot looks like he's coming in the pits. Cutler, is he going to follow him in? Yes, he is. Who's got the most fuel on? Oh, sorry. Let me stop giving you lot epilepsy. Cutler's got a little bit more fuel on board. That might help him out in this pit stop. And here comes Hatter, already past Rob Scott. See where these drivers end up. Will Cutler and D-Dot get released from their pit boxes before? Yes, they do. Can they make it into turn 1 before these two come through? Wiggle on the way through there for Hattelad, side by side with D-Dot on the way through. But it is D-Dot on that fresher tyre that gets back out into first position just in front of Hatter. Hatter's semi-worn softs going to be hard to keep up. Oh, he has a swing up the inside of D-Dot. Oh, side by side on the exit. It was a great move. Can he carry the speed down towards the hairpin? And he can. Cutler looking for a way through as well. Just following Hatter through. D-Dot knows D-Dot's got to leave the door open. Oh, it's going to be 3 wide into this final corner. D-Dot with the advantage. And they switch back on the way out. Cutler then up the inside of Hatter this time. Again, D-Dot and Cutler both on a brand new fresh set of softs. Cutler won't want to be wasting those battling with Hatter and Rob Scott. Got past got past Hatter then has Cutler. Now hot on the tail of D-Dot, just half a second back. Has got a mirror full of Hatterlad and Rob Scott though in 3rd and 4th. Like formation flying the way they separate. Top 4 then. Are they just going to have a battle and let D-Dot escape again? Because it does look like D-Dot's pulling a tiny bit of time again. 0.7 of a second over Cutler. Got to be careful. Ooh, Hatter's gone wide again through that turn. Top 4 then, absolutely neck and neck. Podjonski 4.5 seconds back. A semi-worn set of softs. Can he do anything with those before the end of the race? 4.3 seconds back. He might do if those 2nd, 3rd and 4th drivers keep battling. A, allow D-Dot to escape, and B, allow Podjonski to get involved. IT43 6.9 seconds back. He dropped in the pits about the same time as Rob Scott. Lap 28. Old Crawler 7th. Oh, a little bit of front end damage on board for Old Crawler. He has got plenty of room around him. He's got 10.9 seconds ahead to D-Dot. To DDR IT43. And Ricky J 19.1 seconds back. So out on that medium tyre for this final stint then for Ricky J. Can he put those to good use? Made pretty good use of the soft tyre. But number 1 pops behind him now, armed with those. 4.8 seconds back himself. 4.7. Keeps it out of the wall. Jonesy, long way back, so I think he's had a few incidents. Still holding a bit of front end damage actually, Jonesy. Having the blue flags waved at him. Hopefully he sees IT43 coming through. He's been pretty good so far. He's managed to keep out of the way of any sort of battling drivers. There you go, perfect. You absolute gentleman, Jonesy. So he's well aware, fully race crafted up is Jonesy. Sees the blue flags, knows there's faster drivers coming through, and just stays off the racing line to allow a faster driver to come through. So D-Dot now a second over Cutler. Again, slightly less fuel on board for Cutler. Slightly better tyres as well, but D-Dot still seems to be finding something. It is Rob Scott, got himself back past Hatterlad as well. Hatter's softs absolutely beaten up now. Rob Scott, how have you managed to keep those softs in such good condition for as long as you have? 28, lap 28 you came in. Hatter came in. Hatter came in lap 29. He's obviously been pressing those softs pretty hard. Unfortunately, Podjonski, his tyres not looking too bad, but he's lost a bit of time to these drivers in front. It's on now. Half a second between D-Dot and Cutler as they come through this final turn. Cutler well within the slipstream range. Can he get enough of a run on D-Dot down towards turn 1 though? Still 0.6 of a second between them. Gap's just starting to come down now. It's not going to be enough before turn one, but it does allow him to keep himself well in touch with that first place. 0.3 of a second in it now between these two. Chasing drivers slowly falling off the back, their tyres giving out due to the earliness of their stops. Little double stab there by Cutler, that's going to cost him a 10th maybe. He's still within that slipstream range though, so he is closing back up on D-Dot down towards the hairpin. Gap back up to 0.6, back down to 0.5 as they head down towards this final turn. A little bit closer this time. Cutler needs to get a good exit out of here to have a chance of the run on D-Dot for this first place. 0.3 of a second. 0.2 of a second as they hit the straight part. Now closing up. Swings out to the left hand side. Again, not a lot D-Dot can do about this at the minute. Might be able to get the switch back on Cutler as they head out of turn one. We'll see. Takes the wider line in. Cutler keeping that door firmly shut across the apex. And now D-Dot having a little think about a look into turn two, but backs out of it. Now it's up to Cutler to try and control the race now for the next 6.5 minutes. Got this very quick driver, D-Dot, chasing him down for the rest of this race, possibly overtaking him, we'll see. Down into towards this hairpin then. Great big pile of wheel spin there for Cutler as he tries to keep the gap between himself and D-Dot. D-Dot's chance to go for the move. Now gap at 0.6 of a second. Needs a better run out of here as well. Both drivers keeping it out of the wall. Gap down to half a second. Not going to be close enough, I don't think, this lap for D-Dot. He will close up a little bit, but it's not going to be enough into turn one. Gets the gap down to about 0.3 of a second. Looks for a different line on the way into turn one though. Hopes Cutler leaves the door wide open, but again, Cutler too savvy for that. And now just 1/4 of a second in it between D-Dot and Cutler. D-Dot needs to be hanging right there as they come through that final turn back onto that start-finish straight. 5 minutes remaining. Cutler's fuel light is already flashing. Oh, swinging the camera the wrong way. Out of the hairpin. Keeps the power on. D-Dot still right there with him. He's going to be in a good position to go for a move here at the start-finish straight. Just 0.3 of a second back as they head down towards this final turn. Let's jump on board with D-Dot. Again, both drivers keep it out of the wall. Gap still at 0.3. Still no flashing light on for D-Dot in terms of fuel. I think Cutler is either going to run out or he's going to have to do some serious fuel saving by the end of this race. Again, he's already got the red flashing fuel light of death. Gap at 0.2. Which side's D-Dot going to go? He goes to the outside. Not going to be enough this lap. Cutler runs a little bit wide on the exit. Does that help D-Dot out? No, he has to slot back in behind him. So Cutler still leads by the skin of his teeth at the minute. Let's just have a look at his fuel. What do we think, peeps? Can he do another 3.5 minutes? 3 minutes 40? I don't know. D-Dot hanging right there with him. Rob Scott in third position. Plenty of space between him and Hatter then. 6 seconds. Hatter's softs absolutely beaten up. What have you done to those, Hatter? Oh, you're on pad, aren't you? I forget. Hatter pad. That's what's devastating your tyres. Has now got Pajonski closing up, also with the flashing red light of fuel death on his dashboard. Now 3.1 seconds down from Hatter. Tyres not looking great, as are IT43. He's just 3.3 back himself. Closed a bit of time up. Old Crawler 7th. Again, going to be sitting in that position for a while. 19.8 back from IT43 and 17 seconds in front of Ricky J. Number 1 Pops has not managed to get past Ricky J on those softs though. 2.6 seconds gap. And Jonesy in 10th. He's still going. He's got more damage front and rear. His car's twitching all over the place, look. And unfortunately, we've lost One Eye Lou, so 2 minutes remaining. Ooh, Cutler goes a little bit deep through turn 4. D-Dot then all over him as they head down towards the hairpin. Cutler might just do it, you know. He might just do it on fuel. Still holding the top spot over D-Dot. Again, that gap up 2.6 of a second. It's not going to be closable before turn 1. Can Cutler do 2 laps? 1 minute 20s, 1 minute 21s. D-Dots. Oh, he is getting the toe. How? Where have you... Which NOS button have you pressed? What the... Where the... Oi! Stop it. Where did you come from? 0.6 of a second back, you maniac. Huh? Stop it. He has got his nose up the inside of Cutler as they head into turn 2. Ooh, almost side by side through there. Again, I just don't know whether has Cutler got enough fuel on. Oh, I don't know. Is he short shifting? He's coming out of corners in 5th. He's holding it down into the hairpin. Let me get a different view through here. I don't know. I think he's struggling on fuel. Don't get me wrong. D-Dot's not got a lot left, but he's got way more than Cutler. So into the final lap now then, just 25 seconds left on the race clock. D-Dot all over the back end of Cutler. Cutler's going to have to go defensive. D-Dot's already swung over to the top side of the circuit. He's got himself past. Yeah, I think Cutler's concerned of fuel. I think he's short shifting. Trying to get a toe off of D-Dot to save himself. He doesn't want to run out halfway through. He's got Rob Scott just 6 seconds back. Hatterlad and Hatterlad all over the place. 11 seconds back. He's got Pajonski pressuring him for that 4th position. No, he hasn't, because he has just taken it. The top 3 continue on for another lap then. Hatter takes that by 0.03 of a second from Pajonski. IT43 also closing up on those two, 1.9 seconds back by the time they cross the line. Old Crawler comes up towards the line, taking that 7th. Ricky J is going to come home in 8th. Jonesy just staying out of the way, or is he? Is he going to get pummeled by... oh, no, he's not. Number 1 Pops comes through to take 9th, then Forky Jonesy 10th. Sorry, not Forky Jonesy, just Jonesy. And then top 3 then. D-Dot holds on to it, 0.6 of a second between himself and Cutler. There you go, Cutler's out of fuel as he comes up to the line. So it is D-Dot that takes it. Cutler takes 2nd. Rob Scott comes home in 3rd position. Not too far back, 6.3 seconds. And what a race that was. The first stint, the first 15 or 10 minutes or so, the top 6 were literally bumper to bumper. until they decided to make it the top 5 and let D-Dot escape, and then Rob Scott decided to sneaky pit early and make it a 4-way fight. Oh, as he just goes supersonic into the barriers. Jonesy also decided to go backwards across the track. There you go. So there you go, round 4 done and dusted. 1 hour endurance. Again, some superb racing right there. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that one. I certainly did. So what have we got coming up then? We've got same time, same place next week for round 5 of the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Let me just have a look where we are next week. Let me do that. Let me do that. And let me do that. So round 5 is Sardinia, whichever one you want to say. Track B. That's where we're at next week. So it's 3 15-minute sprint races next week. Again, they still have to use 3 compounds of tyre, but only 1 per race. D-Dot, no problem, brother, no problem. There he is. Race winner himself, taking the win. It's a good race, D-Dot, good race. Yes, so same time, same place next week for Sardinia B. 8:30, 3 sprint races. Yes, it is getting quick in there, Bajonski. And myself, I'm back on Wednesday night at 8:30 for the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League, hosted by MRC. That's also a great, no problem, Cutler. It's also a great league. It's as close as we can get to the real thing at the minute that the lobbies allow, because they're stupid on PS5 and GT7. But yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. We have got some glitching going on between the PS4 racers. Hopefully we can get that fixed, but we'll see. And then Thursday night at 7:45, so 7:45, we're back with the next round. Is it round 7 or 8 of the Vroom Room, DMJ Vroom Room MDCC, or the Manufacturers Dual Class Championship? I think we're back in GR3s this week. I can't remember where. So yes, 8:30 Monday for the next round of the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. 8:30 on Wednesday for the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League, and then 7:45, 7:45 on Thursday for the DMJ Vroom Room MDCC. That's what we've got coming up. So there you go, that's that done. What are you saying, DDR IT43? Great race, all drivers. Yeah, I've got to say, you know, looked at a little bit at the end there, not been able to keep up with that pack, but you know, pit stops and stuff just shake it all up. Tyres were gone. Yeah, I saw, mate. I saw. Thank God, sprints next week. Yeah, that won't help you. Oh, yeah, I suppose it will, because yeah, it's only 15 minutes, and your last 15 minutes on all 3 sets. There's Hatalad and IT43 coming in the pits. MDC at Saint Croix B. Oh, there you go. That's there's the track on Thursday night for you. So we'll and is it endurance? It is, isn't it? It's endurance in the GR3s for you guys. Enjoy, because St. Croix can be a bit tricky. Sardegna Road B, there you go. Yes, Cutler just confirming in the chat there that next week's race is at Sardegna. So that's going to be it from me. I hope you've liked what you watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.